First on the Gulf Coast with breaking news and weather. Fox 10 Midday starts now.
Good morning to you. Happy Monday. Welcome into Fox 10 Midday. We hope you had a great weekend. I'm Ashley Mitchell.
I'm meteorologist Nicholas Traboso. We were just talking about it. A lot of folks, maybe a little bit groggy today.
Yes.
And both of us.
Very much so.
But for slightly different reasons. I think the Super Bowl really does throw everybody off a little bit.
It was a great time, but
yeah, it was fun. A great weekend
Absolutely.
to do anything.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
Gorgeous outside. Now, through the week this week, we do have a couple of rain chances to talk about, but it is going to be a warm week for us, and we're seeing that outside right now. Look at that Orange Beach camera in the top corner. It is 70 degrees. So a lovely start to our day here. Jacksonville, Mississippi. Wouldn't it be nice just to sit along the water there? That's the Back Bay of Biloxi that you're looking at, and the Biloxi Bay Bridge off in the distance there in that Scarlet Pearl shot. Really nice stuff there. Here's downtown Mobile, our all-in credit union camera, 63 degrees right now. Looking down towards Mardi Gras Park, we will have an active evening for us this evening here in Mobile, not weather-wise, but parade-wise, as we do have parade going on. Orange Beach, here is that camera. This is Perdido Pass that you're looking at right here. This is from the Turquoise Place at 70 degrees with that west-northwest wind at 9 miles per hour. In downtown Mobile, where it will be active later on today, it is quiet right now. The street's clean, and it'll be a little bit more action-packed as we get towards this evening. And I think the evening temperatures, if you're going out to the parade this evening, those temperatures are going to feel amazing in the low 60s. That's about as good as it gets for our forecast here. Temperatures in the 60s, maybe up to 70 degrees today, then 4 p.m. at 65 degrees. Afternoon temperatures will be getting up into the 70s, but right now we're sitting close to 70 in some locations, 60s in others. 65 Grove Hill, 69 Mobile, 67 in Molino, and 70 in Gulf Shores. Here are those afternoon temperatures: 75 Bruton, 73 Mobile, 71 in Pensacola. Overnight tonight, foggy conditions with temperatures right around 50 degrees, and that is the deal. A warm week ahead, morning and afternoon, with Wednesday showers. That's our next rain chance, and possibly a rain chance for the weekend. Could that impact parades? We'll have all the details you need to know coming up.
All right, Nick, thank you. First in our headlines on this Monday, more than a week after Nancy Guthrie went missing, investigators continue to search for leads in the case. Her family is once again pleading with whoever took her to bring her home. Fox News senior multimedia reporter Caroline Elliott has the very latest.
The latest from the Pima County Sheriff's Office is there's still no suspect or persons of interest in this case, as we are now just hours away from that ransom deadline. A ransom note has given Nancy Guthrie's family until 5 p.m. today to hand over millions of dollars in Bitcoin, warning the family of a more serious consequence if the money is not paid.
That doesn't mean the end of the story. I think it will be the next chapter.
In a video released Saturday, her children told the possible kidnappers they're willing to pay.
Any transaction, any interaction with them is going to help tracking them down, because someone has to appear somewhere to receive that money, either computerized or a physical pickup.
Over the weekend, Fox News Digital learned that 2 officers visited a gas station near Nancy Guthrie's home and asked to review surveillance video related to an unidentified male. Investigators also searched what appeared to be a manhole behind Nancy's home, and on Saturday night went back for a second time to her daughter Annie's home.
We'd be in a much more dire situation if we were hearing that they weren't doing anything and it was just a wait and see situation.
The FBI is also digging into mountains of data from not only Nancy Guthrie's home, but her neighbors as well. Experts say even if a door camera didn't capture a clear image, investigators can still grab what's known as unseen data. For example, clocking an unusual movement.
Doesn't mean that technology has not logged the ability to see it, but didn't think it was big enough to ping that app we may use.
On Friday night, President Trump said he thinks the investigation is going well, and he believes we should have some answers soon. In Tucson, Arizona, Caroline Elliott, Fox News.
And locally now, an urgent search continues this morning for a missing Theodore family. Fox 10 News was on scene last week as the Mobile County Sheriff's Office Flotilla Dive Unit and other investigators searched a retention pond. The pond was behind the Dawes Creek neighborhood, which is a little over a mile away from where Aurelia and her 2 children, Niurka and Anthony Chalk, were last seen. Mobile County Sheriff Paul Birch told us searching this area was part of their efforts, but nothing specific led them to this pond. In the meantime, billboards and even a Facebook page were created to bring awareness to the case. If you have any information, please call the Mobile County Sheriff's Office. Meanwhile, the Mobile Police Department says they need your help identifying this man on your screen. MPD says this is just a person of interest in a robbery that occurred at the Family Dollar off North Broad Street Friday night. Investigators say a man entered the store and hid some items before telling a worker he had a gun. MPD says the man was gone before they arrived. Once again, Mobile Police say the man on your screen is a person of interest. Take a good look at him. If you know who he is, call Mobile Police. And continuing coverage this morning, 2 more suspects in custody in connection to a shooting. This all happened last month during an MLK celebration in Atmore. Police arrested 19-year-old Jytavius Williams and 22-year-old Jyjavius Williams in Baldwin County yesterday afternoon and transported them to the Escambia County Detention Center. Right now, both men face 2 counts of attempted murder, 4 counts of shooting into an unoccupied vehicle, and 1 count of shooting into an occupied building. 20-year-old Tobiah Crenshaw and 21-year-old Nathaniel Crenshaw were booked last month on the same charges. Nathaniel surrendered while Tobiah was arrested during a traffic stop. All 4 suspects are being held on no bond this morning. Meanwhile, investigators are still looking for 24-year-old Imani Long, and he's wanted for possession of a firearm by a felon. If you have any information on Long's whereabouts, call Atmore Police right away. The national news now, it's going to be a busy week for President Trump and his military advisors as they juggle conflicts in global hotspots all around the world. And at the top of the list, Ukraine and Iran. Fox News senior foreign affairs correspondent Greg Palcott has this story from London.
President Trump is facing challenges on multiple fronts overseas this week. In Ukraine, the administration reportedly set a new deadline to end the war by June, where both sides will face significant pressure. Moscow blaming American negotiators for the stalemate.
They made a proposal regarding Ukraine and we were ready to accept it, and now they are not.
But time could be running out with Russia stepping up its air campaign against Ukraine's energy infrastructure.
This is a level of strikes that no terrorist in the world has ever allowed themselves.
The White House is proposing holding the next round of talks in the U.S. for the first time. But on Capitol Hill, the president's critics say these negotiations are just another Russian stall tactic.
Putin has played President Trump. All of these starts and stops with negotiations around Ukraine simply allow the Russians to continue to pound the Ukrainians.
Meanwhile, things are heating up in the Middle East. Nuclear talks with Iran not making much headway. On Sunday, the Iranians said their missile program is off the table and they'll never agree to zero uranium enrichment.
The negotiations will lead to results only if the rights of the Iranian people are admitted to and respected.
But for the first time, American military personnel are part of the talks, and some say that could make a difference.
Admiral Brad Cooper in the room. It's not just diplomatic pressure, military pressure is coming to play in a very significant way.
President Trump and Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu are expected to meet on Wednesday to coordinate their Iran strategy. In London, Greg Palcott, Fox News.
And lawmakers return to Washington today with just days to find a funding solution on the Department of Homeland Security or see the agency shut down. Democrats are demanding reforms to federal immigration enforcement. House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries says Democrats are standing firm on their demands. Representative Jeffries says if those demands are not met, a DHS shutdown would be the fault of Republicans. Democrats' list of requirements for a bill to fund DHS and reform ICE include requiring immigration enforcement agents to wear body cameras and remove face masks, among other conditions. Certain Republican lawmakers have indicated openness to some of those demands, but other demands are seeing more pushback from the Republicans.
A lot of times those face masks are there to protect the ICE agent themselves.
Dramatically reform the way in which ICE and other immigration enforcement agencies are conducting themselves.
Missing Friday's deadline would not cause a full government shutdown, as the deadline is for an agreement to provide funding just for DHS. We'll continue to update you on that story. Well, listen to this. A thief broke into a California jewelry store through the roof, and it was all caught on video. Here's surveillance video showing that alleged burglar breaking into the store in Woodland Hills. The store owners say about $100,000 worth of merchandise was stolen, and police say the suspects were gone before officers could arrive. But it's not the first time the store has been targeted by burglars. Now the store owner's son says he wants the city to do more, or his family may have to relocate their business.
I just want the city officials to do a better job in protecting their citizens there. Because, I mean, the police officers were nice. They came in and took care of everything. But I feel like it was just so routine for them that this thing is happening so many times that they didn't even care to put in as much effort as they should to actually do something,
Right now, the LAPD is investigating this break-in. The store was broken into 6 months ago, and police arrested those suspects. It's 11:10 now on your Monday. Still to come right here on Fox 10 Midday. The 2026 U.S. PCA Region 1 Canine Trials are being held in Orange Beach this week. Our Stephen Moody was there as the event kicked off just a couple of hours ago. And Nick, it's a beautiful day out there for this. Lots of sunshine.
Yes, and warm temperatures. One of the big stories that we're tracking this week. Also an increase of moisture. Also a couple rain chances here. You see the rain chances on Wednesday around 20%. A weak system passes through. And could we have weather impacts for the weekend? All the details coming up.
Welcome back. The Orange Beach Police Department is hosting some of the best canine teams in the region this week for the 2026 USPCA Region 1 Canine Trials, and it's all happening right here on the Gulf Coast at the Orange Beach Sportsplex. Fox 10 Stephen Moody has much more on this event.
Yeah, it's going to be a great week here at the Sportsplex in Orange Beach. All of our local agencies and regional agencies are in town for a competition that you don't want to miss. Normal pace. Welcome to the United States Police Canine Association's Region 1 Canine Trials. The multi-day event brings together police canine units from across the region to compete in a series of skill-based events. It started with teams showing off their obedience skills.
Dogs don't lie. They only give you what you put into them. And when you come out here to certify in the obedience portion, which is probably one of the most important in our world because of liability, we need a dog that listens. And when you step out onto the field, we have a steward. You take your leash off and you can't touch your dog. So it's that obedience has to be there, and this is the cornerstone. And then from here we move on to search work, and then we have an apprehension phase.
Forward. The competition runs from Monday through Wednesday from 8 a.m. until 5 p.m. at the Sportsplex Field 8 in Orange Beach, and the public is welcome to come out and watch. It's highly recommended and encouraged just to see the hard work that goes into this.
All of our events are open to the public, so we have nothing to hide. We want people to see what goes into it, the good stuff that happens, and obviously we make mistakes as well. You might have a dog that misses a command, but you'll see how the handler handles that, and they'll go back and retrain that. So it's very good to showcase it.
And it's friendly competition as well.
This is a certification first and foremost, but to put a little more pressure, we add points to it, and that turns it into a competition. So you get these A-type personalities out here, and they want to be the best.
And again, this will all conclude on Wednesday with the apprehension event. We'll have more on our website at fox10tv.com, but for now, reporting here in Orange Beach, Stephen Moody, Fox 10 News.
Live right now from our Pensacola Beach. Look there, lovely clouds. Isn't that an incredible picture? And a few folks out there enjoying the beach. It is going to feel like this kind of weather. It's not necessarily spring break weather just yet, and those water temperatures are really quite cool. But warm temperatures, the big story for us this week. Your weather headlines, the top one. It's a warm week ahead with temperatures going well up into the 70s. In fact, we could see some temperatures near 80 degrees. Wednesday, we could have some rain showers as a weak boundary moves in. Then for the weekend, a larger system rolls across the region with a chance for rain and maybe some thunderstorms. Next 10 hours in Pensacola, this afternoon is going to be lovely with temperatures around 70 degrees. Then this evening, temperatures not as cool into the 50s. In Mobile, mostly sunny skies later on today into this evening, 60 degrees at 6 p.m. And of course, we have parades rolling. Then 57 degrees at 8 p.m. I think that parade forecast is really nice for us. We have multiple parades. Order of Venus, Miracle on the Bay, Order of Many Faces, clear sky, 60 degrees at 6:30 p.m. Get out there and enjoy the parade. Overnight tonight, we deal with some fog and temperatures right around 50 degrees. This is going to be a really favorable setup for fog across our region with these temperatures right around 50 degrees and the moisture that we have in place. You can see this here in our fog futurecast. This is the graph model, and it shows by midnight fog developing, especially near some of our inland waterways, the rivers, and also near the bay, but then it just becomes widespread. And that means on your Tuesday morning, go ahead and plan to leave a little early because interstates are probably going to be a bit foggy. Every road that you take is going to be a little foggy, most likely, if the forecast verifies and it is as dense as some of these forecast models have said. Then it'll linger through about 10 a.m., then starts to fade away. The reason we have this, we have sufficient moisture. The moisture is in place to allow for some of this fog to happen, and the temperatures are in a right spot as well. The Muggy meter shows moisture sticking around through the week. Also, our warmer afternoons stick around as well. Temperatures in the middle 70s, which is well above the statistical average of 64 degrees there. Then this weekend, we have a system pushes through. It does knock our temperatures down very, very slightly for Sunday. Here are those rain chances. Wednesday, it's a 20% chance. Weak system, not a lot to it. This weekend, though, you can't see the nighttime rain chance, but the nighttime rain chance is pretty high Saturday night. And that's based on the timing of the forecast models that we have right now. Here it is, the European forecast model. You see this. That is our initial system on Wednesday. Just a couple rain showers, really not expecting any thunder with that. Then the low pressure system comes in off to the west, moves on in here, drags in some rain showers maybe on Friday, but mostly on Saturday. Saturday afternoon and evening, we'll keep an eye on. We do have a lot of parades going on, so we have to watch the forecast there. Then Saturday night, here we go with a line of thunderstorms approaching our area. That could bring some impacts with heavier rain, so we'll watch that. Your 7-day forecast. You can see the weekend, something we're keeping an eye on. Otherwise, the warm temperatures are a big story for us over this next 7-day period.
All right, Nick, no complaints here. Thanks for that update. Spring break season, crazy to think it's right around the corner, and our local beaches are getting ready as we speak. Sarah Wall is taking a look at what local officials are doing, why they are doing it, and some changes you may find at the beach over this spring break season. In Depth with Sarah Wall, Spring Break Season Preps is available now on the free Fox 10 Gulfstream TV app. Coming up, some students at MGM are getting a hands-on lesson on how to keep plants safe when temps drop below freezing. Arlie Peck shows us how after the break. You're watching Fox 10 Midday on your Monday. Welcome back into Fox 10 Midday this morning. Our recent cold stretch of weather is offering some students at Mary G. Montgomery High School a very unique learning experience. Arlie Peck shows us horticulture students are having to pivot to keep their crops alive.
Shut the door, try and get all the way in.
There's never a shortage of things to do at Mary G. Montgomery's Academy of Agribusiness.
Shove the piece of tarp up underneath so no air is getting through there, no cold air.
The last 2 weeks, the heaters have been working overtime as horticulture students make sure the program's 7 greenhouses stay insulated.
Right now, we have spring plants that we're getting ready for. These are pepper plants. They don't like much below 60 degrees. And if you've noticed the weather here lately, it has not been 60 degrees consistently. So that changes how we do things. I really like how y'all came up with putting tags in every 6-pack this year.
This is teacher Emily Dent's 8th year leading the program. In addition to more than 10 varieties of peppers, the students are also growing tomatoes, zucchini, squash, and cucumbers.
Maybe try and do just a little bit deeper. I know that this is a little dry, but try and get them just a little bit deeper.
Spring flowers are also starting to show.
It's hard to believe that they're already blooming.
The reason that put me into this program was my grandfather wanted his own garden.
2 years later,
these are impatient.
Senior Sky Christian has learned a lot.
So the learning process is very unique. I feel like it's different than learning in a classroom. You know, in a classroom, you sit down, you're taking notes, and it's like a lecture. But out here, it's hands-on, you learn as you go. We haven't had weather this cold like this for a consistent time span, and so it's been something that we've had to learn to deal with.
Working with Mother Nature.
I have a lot of love for this organization and what we do out here.
It's a case where only the strong survive.
These are meant to be in 70+ degrees. These are sun impatiens.
Last week's bitter cold killing some plants, others showing frostburn.
Some of them will recover.
So it was a little disappointing to see a lot of that work go to basically waste.
Learning experience?
It's definitely a learning experience because you get to see really, you get to see what works and what doesn't. So you can constantly be changing the way that you work and the way that you plant.
Okay, I'm gonna tuck it up here, and then if you want to start down there tucking it.
Completely hands-on.
Gotta be a soft touch.
These Vikings are getting a little dirty.
There you go, look at you. See, perfect.
And growing in more ways than one.
I'm impressed.
At MGM, Lee Peck, Fox 10 News.
What a great story there and good learning lesson as well. It's 11:26, still to come on the show. Starbucks offers a boost to get you through the day. That story and more coming up in your business headlines. Plus, what would President Trump's proposed 10% credit card cap mean for you if Congress passes the law? We take a look in this week's Make Ends Meet next on Fox 10 Midday.
Committed to you. This is Fox 10 Midday.
Turning now to your Monday half-hour headlines. A massive solar farm planned for North Baldwin County is sparking a lot of controversy, and residents are meeting today to voice their concerns. The 4,500-acre project is designed to power a Meta data center south of Montgomery. The company building the solar farm is Nashville-based Silicon Ranch. News of the land purchased surfaced last week, but neighbors say they were blindsided by the developments. Baldwin County Commission Chairman Jeb Ball says the county was also caught off guard. Organizers are hosting a public meeting that's happening today at 6:30 p.m. at the Stockton Civic Club. They expect a really big crowd and plan to have overflow seating with monitors outside for everyone to listen in. And then Mobile County has a new plan to help homeowners on 4 flood-prone streets off Bellingrath Road, and that plan is to buy them out. If you're interested in selling, officials say the county will appraise your home and pay fair market value. Plus, if you stay in Mobile County, you get an extra $25,000 or $10,000, depending on your income. Applications open in the next few weeks, and it's completely voluntary. Once the county buys the homes, they'll tear them down and build retention ponds to help protect remaining residents. For more details, you can head on over to Mobile County's website. And finally, the Seattle Seahawks win Super Bowl 60 over the New England Patriots. 29-13 is the final score. It's their second Super Bowl as a franchise. Running back Kenneth Walker was named the game's MVP, rushing for 135 yards and catching 2 passes for 26 yards. While Seattle's kicker Jason Myers went 5 for 5 on field goals overall. Kickoff for the 2026 season is set for September 10th. For winning the Super Bowl, Seattle will host that Thursday night, and their opponent will be revealed in May. Turning to your business news this morning, the DOJ investigates Netflix. Kroger announces a brand new CEO, and Starbucks offers a boost to help get you through the day. Fox's CJ Papa has those stories and more in today's Fox Business Briefs.
As Netflix seeks approval of their bid for Warner Brothers, the Department of Justice is launching an investigation into the streaming giant. The Wall Street Journal reporting that the DOJ is looking to see if Netflix has been involved in any anti-competitive practices and will examine the possibility of Netflix becoming a potential monopoly if it acquires Warner Brothers. All this after Warner Brothers accepted Netflix's $82.7 billion bid. The DOJ has the power to block the sale if they believe Netflix put its competition at an unfair disadvantage. Former Walmart exec Greg Foran has been named CEO of Kroger. The announcement comes 11 months after the sudden resignation of its previous CEO. Foran led the U.S. division of Walmart for 6 years, introducing online ordering and pickup during his time, as well as accelerating their digital presence. Want to move to the moon? Elon Musk says SpaceX is now prioritizing building a, quote, self-growing city on the moon, noting he believes bringing civilization to the moon can be achieved much faster than on Mars. Musk told SpaceX investors last week that the company is eyeing a March 2027 launch to the moon. And feeling a little sluggish today after your Super Bowl Sunday celebrations? Well, Starbucks is here to help, serving up free coffee to give you an extra boost. Participating locations are offering rewards members a free tall brewed or iced coffee if you purchase a qualifying beverage. CJ Papa, Fox News.
Much more Mardi Gras fun continues this week. Parades happening in both Mobile and Baldwin counties. Let's take a look. In downtown Mobile tonight, it will be the Order of Venus, Miracle on the Bay, and Order of Many Faces. And tomorrow, there's the Order of Lachise and the Order of Olympia. Following on Thursday, it will be Mystic Stripers Society. And on Friday, it will be the Crew of Columbus, Crew de Second Line. Then over in Fairhope on Friday, it will be the Maids of Jubilee. And all of these parades, by the way, start at 6:30 p.m. sharp. Also, if you can't make it out to the parades, we've got you covered here at Fox 10. We will be streaming several of the Mobile parades on the Fox 10 Gulfstream app, which you can download on your Samsung, Apple, Roku, or Amazon TV. That fun will continue all the way up until Fat Tuesday. And remember, you can keep up with all things Mardi Gras with our free Fox 10 Float Tracker app. It is a great resource that lets you know where the start of the parade is at any given time. There you can find parade routes, a schedule, and full weather forecasts. The Fox 10 Float Tracker app is available for you now in the Apple app and Google Play stores.
You know, I think the weekend forecast is going to be really important. And looking outside right now, Fairhope's going to be one of the locations that has parades as we go through the week. Rain chance on Wednesday, which does not interrupt anybody. Towards the weekend, again, we do have to watch because maybe we could have a rain chance here. Next 7 days, rain chances, 20% on Wednesday. It's a boundary front that slides in, very weak, barely fires off any showers. A lot of places stay dry on Wednesday. Then for the weekend, you have rain chance on Friday. That's just kind of accounting for, hey, there's going to be more moisture coming in. But Saturday, we could have scattered showers, maybe a rumble of thunder. And I think this could impact some parades. But I think bulk of the rain comes Saturday night based on the current timing, and that could change. And then Sunday morning, this is a Sunday morning rain chance. I think Sunday afternoon and evening, those parades are looking just fine. But that's something we're going to watch. Let's look at the the European forecast model here. This, you see this kind of line of green right here? That is boundary number 1. That is the Wednesday boundary that comes in, and it brings in a shower or two. The coverage is not very high though, and the clouds go away. Thursday morning, we could deal with some fog. Friday morning, we could deal with some fog. Here's Friday at noon, maybe a shower or two. That's why I have that 20% chance to rain. Then the weekend system comes in. There's a low pressure system right here that slides well north of our area, at least according to this forecast model run. Yesterday, like right now, the low's right here on the forecast model. Yesterday, the forecast model had the low like down here. So there's been a lot of uncertainty with these forecast models, and that's why, you know, we have to be careful with the forecast here, and we'll have to watch the trends as we go through. But this would print out some rain showers and maybe some thunderstorms for us here in a very humid day. This is Saturday at 8 p.m. and the chance for rain showers. It will not be widespread rain until we get overnight. Then the system actually comes through associated with the front. We'll have a line of thunderstorms most likely broken, and that will pass through, giving us a decent shot at some rain. Rainfall over the next 7 days. This is the GFS forecast model, which is a slightly different look than the European, but it kind of gives you an idea. We could get around 3/4 of an inch of rain with this. That is higher than what the last run had. Weekend headlines, weather headlines here, warm week ahead. Weekend storms is one of the headlines that we're dealing with. On Wednesday, we do have that chance of showers, though. In the near term, the warmth is the big story. You can see outside right now looking good. Temperatures sitting right around 69, 67 degrees. But our afternoon temperatures, if you're stepping outside, getting up into the middle 70s, it is going to be a nice day to be outside.
Thank you, Nick. What would President Trump's proposed 10% credit card cap mean for you if Congress passes the law? Well, Don G had a chance to talk to a private credit expert who explains it really depends on what side of the coin you fall on and why paying attention to details will help you make ends meet.
The president made the suggestion, but he does not make it law. For those who carry a month-to-month balance, along with a credit rating of good or better, this would be sweet. For those who don't, you might want to start preparing now.
That mid to lower tier of consumer, they're the ones that are going to suffer from this.
Dean Lulkin is the co-founder and co-CEO of Cardiff, a one-stop shop for same-day business capital and equipment financing. Lulkin has studied President Trump's proposal for a year-long 10% interest rate cap on credit cards, and Lulkin believes many Americans will be financially hurt if it goes through.
Folks that are already impacted by the enormous disparity and wealth inequality that we're seeing in our country the last 3, 4, 5 years since COVID, as well as inflation. That consumer is only going to be made even worse off by this 10% interest rate cap.
Some in the banking industry have also criticized the proposal. Americans who are already struggling with daily bills could face an even tighter financial squeeze.
If somehow this gets to Congress or this gets negotiated, those people will be locked out of borrowing using credit cards.
The balance on your card will be forced to earn interest for the bank at 10% for the next 12 months, but the card holder would not be allowed any additional funds.
You won't be able to use that card any longer.
Lulkin says the proposal does have supporters. According to LendingTree, the average credit card interest rate is nearly 24%.
And these folks don't have the best credit scores. What else? They don't pay on time. A lot of them default. And so they are that high-risk consumer that simply does not deserve a 10% interest rate.
That high-risk consumer may be pushed to more expensive predatory financial services and loans with a 10% cap and a cutoff card.
We're failing to talk about personal responsibility, right? And personal responsibility rests on all of us as consumers.
Low FICO score consumers, shoppers with a credit score typically between 300 to 579, start rebuilding your credit now. Review your credit report. Keep credit utilization low. That's the percentage of credit you are using and the amount of credit you have available. Pay all your bills on time and make a budget.
If I'm a lower FICO score consumer, if I'm someone that's considered subprime, that is a warning to me that I need to make sure that I'm not over leveraging myself, that I don't go and shop for something online that I can't afford.
To help you make ends meet, we always suggest that you make a budget and stick to it. Do your best to raise your credit score. If this becomes law, it's more important than ever. Pay off any balances that you can, or at least begin to work on that debt. If you are part of a credit card rewards program, some of those programs may change, so you may want to take advantage of your points as soon as you can. Helping you make ends meet. I'm Dawn G.
It's 11:41 now. Coming up on Fox 10 Midday, we take a look back on the winners and losers when it comes to advertising during the Super Bowl. We'll be back with your Midday Talkers after this. All right, as we mentioned earlier, the Seahawks won the Super Bowl. You probably know by now, but they weren't the only winners last night.
Audience also loved the commercials as much as the big game, with advertisers paying $8 to $10 million for a 30-second spot.
Fox's Ashley Dvorkin has the ads getting all the buzz.
The Super Bowl 60 ads went for feel-good emotions and a lot of LOL. Budweiser played it safe with two iconic symbols of America, a Budweiser Clydesdale protecting a bald eagle chick from the rain.
But I think that as a country, we need to start coming back together. And I think beer is something that's always brought people together. And I think this commercial is a good way to start that discussion again, bringing folks together that'll love the commercial, regardless of what your political background is. I mean, how can you hate Eagles? How can you hate Clydesdales? How can you hate Freebird and Leonard Skinner?
Dove featured young athletes dancing in its latest service spot about body image and girls' sports. There was no shortage of celebs. George Clooney popped up in one of 2 Super Bowl ads from Hollywood director Yorgos Lanthimos.
Celebrity talent is definitely a driver. It brings in the fan base of those celebrities from their other assets, whether it be movies or television or music.
Sabrina Carpenter built her dream man out of potato chips.
Pringle Leo.
Actor and comedian Andy Samberg channeled Neil Diamond for Hellman's.
Last year they did that iconic scene from When Harry Met Sally, you know, in the deli in Katz's Deli.
Yeah.
So now they went for the music aspect.
To Best Buds. Taste Buds.
Bravo host Andy Cohen took a break from the reality TV world to walk a gigantic gummy down a red carpet for nerds. This year's Dunkin' commercial had Ben Affleck spoofing Good Will Hunting. Matthew McConaughey and Bradley Cooper feuded over football and food in a spot for Uber Eats.
Football's not selling food, McConaughey.
Mike Tyson got political talking Maha.
I was so fat and nasty. I would eat anything. I was like 345 pounds. A quart of ice cream every hour.
It is a winning issue, and I'm glad that there was at least one Maha message last night.
And vodka brand Svedka rolled out what it says is the first fully AI-generated Super Bowl ad. No actors, no crew. Several ads focused on how AI is going to change our lives, with at least 10 for AI chatbots and other services. In Santa Clara, Ashley Dvorkin, Fox News.
Tonight was just the influx of AI commercials, and we'll probably see a lot more of that.
Interesting. Sure. I did not get to see the commercials.
That's okay. There's your recap there.
Yes, it was interesting to see what was going on.
All right, listen to this. Children often engage in pretend play, hosting imaginary tea parties or playing with make-believe objects. Now, researchers say that ability may not be uniquely human.
A new study published Thursday in the journal Science examined whether great apes can engage in pretend play.
The research focused on a bonobo named Kanzi, who took part in a series of controlled experiments.
In one test, researchers pretended to pour juice into empty cups and asked Kanzi where the juice was.
He chose the correct cup 68% of the time, more than would be expected by chance.
In another task, Kanzi correctly chose real juice over imaginary juice in most trials.
A similar experiment using a fictitious grape produced comparable results.
Researchers say the findings suggest ability to engage in pretend play may not be unique to humans, though they say more studies are needed to determine whether results can be extended beyond what we saw with Kanzi. That's cool.
Wow, this is so interesting to me.
Nice little imagination.
Yeah.
Like to see a nice little imagination and
For sure, that's cool. Monkeys always fascinate me. They really are so smart and so intelligent.
Yes.
They can catch on to everything.
Yes, a lot of animals are smart.
Yeah, they are. Well, listen, it's 11:49 now. Thank you for staying with us here on the show. Nick, it's a beautiful day out there.
That looks gorgeous. That's Dauphin Island right now. We have warm temperatures this afternoon, warm temperatures the week ahead. Also talking about fog in the morning. This is going to be a foggy camera tomorrow morning. We'll have all the details in your forecast here on Fox 10 Midday right after this.
Welcome back. An internet fan favorite robot shows off some smooth moves, and just for fun, its creators included a blooper reel showing its not so smooth moves as well. Jeremy Roth has this story in today's Take a Look at This.
We've all seen those Boston Dynamics videos showing their robots running and dancing, but with this latest one, I feel like now they're just showing off. The company shared a clip of their Atlas robot pulling off a cartwheel and backflip combo that would make an Olympic judge do a double take. It was part of the final technical tests for the company's research model ahead of the rollout of the product version of the humanoid robot, fleets of which are planned for deployment at Hyundai and Google DeepMind. Boston Dynamics says the Atlas will be trained using new AI foundation models for a wide variety of industrial tasks. It wasn't all flawless fancy footwork, though. They also included a hilarious blooper reel showing the many misfires and not so smooth moves that happen behind the scenes on the road to robotic refinement. Speaking of bots that don't always stick the landing, an Amazon delivery drone had a rough aerial approach when it reportedly crashed near a Richardson, Texas apartment building, raining down debris before plummeting to the ground. The cause of the crash is unclear, but no injuries were reported, and Amazon said the building, quote, sustained minimal damage and it's arranging repairs. It also apologized for any inconvenience. To be fair, good old-fashioned deliveries have their problems too, like pilfering porch pirates, or in the case of this video from Oklahoma, pooch porch pirates. In the video shared by the Oklahoma City PD, a pair of sticky-pawed pups are seen sniffing, then snatching a homeowner's package from their doorstep. But according to the department, what the pair was likely hoping were kibbles and bits turned out instead to be drill bits, seen here abandoned amongst the package's tattered remains. For Take a Look at This, I'm Jeremy Rod.
This was me during the robot story. Did you miss it?
Looking at your forecast, it's going to be a warm afternoon for the Gulf Coast. Temperatures already getting up to around 70 degrees, 71 in Calvert, 73 in Milton, 70 in Gulf Shores. And again, these temperatures getting up in the upper 60s and 70s, a really nice afternoon to be outside. Grab the sunglasses and we'll have some breaks in the cloud cover as we have seen. For this evening, parades looking good, 60 degrees with a few clouds around. Order of Venus, Miracle on the Bay, Order of Many Faces for our parades today. And it's going to be a nice evening to be out there and in downtown Mobile. Now, after the parade, if you're staying behind downtown Mobile for a little while, you're going to want to watch out because we're going to start to get some fog development here. Overnight lows right around 50 degrees, and that's the recipe for fog. And this just in, a new dense fog advisory for the Fox 10 viewing area, and it is the entire Fox 10 viewing area. Dense fog expected overnight tonight into tomorrow morning. Please be prepared for the fog, and I think this fog continues over the next few mornings. What about rain chances? One on Wednesday, around 20%, spotty showers. But the weekend rain chance we're keeping an eye on because that could have some parade impacts. I'm not certain on the exact timing yet. Reason being the forecast models are shifting a lot still. So we have some time to fine-tune this forecast, and we should have a better idea in the next couple of days. In fact, I'm already liking the trend that I'm seeing where we're seeing the runs consistently showing a low pressure system going to our north. It gives us a clearer idea of what the rain will actually look like as it passes across our area. So right now we're leaning on Saturday night into Sunday morning, that by the end of the day on Sunday we're clearing. We will fine tune that, of course, as we go through the week. Now that 7-day forecast does take us through Joe Kane Sunday. I will give you a quick note here looking after that Saturday Sunday system. Fat Tuesday is that following Tuesday, and it's not looking bad right now. I don't see any major weather impacts there, and it might be comfortable temperature-wise as well. So something to look forward to. Maybe.
I like the sound of it. Let's not jinx it. Let's hope we have some beautiful weather. Thank you for watching Fox 10 Midday. We'll see you on Fox 10 Live at 3.
We'll see you then.
We'll see you then. Thanks for watching.